All right, so I mean, I want to say wow because a lot of people have said thank you to me, but I really want to say thank you to our community because honestly, you embarked on this bold experiment with me a few years ago with all of us, honestly. I'm looking at Andrew over here because I just think about like those late night calls and you know, all the people that know Andrew know that you just pick up the phone, Andrew calls you, and so then all of a sudden you find yourself the executive director of an organization or something. I don't know. But no, the honest truth is that I'm just really grateful for this bold experiment called Nation of Makers. I mean, honestly, it has been an experiment, and listening to David talk about biology, I think about my background as a neuroscientist and as a scientist in general, and just think about the fact that this is kind of an experiment. It's a prototype, you know, it's something that we're all building together, and it's just been really amazing. And I'm truly blown away by each and every one of you. Every time I talk to one of you about the things that you're doing all around the country, in all different places, from all different backgrounds, from all different walks of life, in all different ways, right? Like I would have never thought about, like, honestly, sampling bacteria from the nether regions to make, you know, beets. But anyway, some of us think differently, but I'm glad we do. And I think the diversity that we have, and last year, you know, we brought together, you know, this bold experiment called NOMCON, and we brought maker leaders together from all different regions to come together and do this new thing. And we wanted to discuss, you know, how we're going to work together to push forward the maker movement. And we worked hard last year to bring together diverse people from all different backgrounds. Our theme last year, as you may recall, and I know there's a lot of new people, was intentional inclusion, because we wanted to make sure that everybody was at the table, right? And boy, did everybody show up last year. And you guys came back. And that's pretty remarkable because we now have a really crazy amount of diverse perspectives from all walks of the maker movement, helping to grow what our Nation of Makers is. And this year we iterated on our prototype. This is our 2.0. And it's kind of funny, actually. I think I knew that we were actually in sync so much, and it's part of why I wanted you to be here. But it's really interesting to see sort of this parallel movement. And I was watching, sort of learning and thinking about, like, what can we learn from how you're doing your sort of community growth, and what can, you know, how can we work together more? And you know, this year we've sort of took our 2.0 and we're trying to take it to the next level. And my challenge this year is to challenge you to work together, right? So we want to use the power of our network because we honestly can't do what we're doing alone, right? You know, most of what we're doing is really amazing, and individually we're makers. But together, that's how we're the movement, right? Like together is how we become a movement because we're all together as a community that's growing. And, you know, I know some of you read, like, recently what I wrote, and one of the things that I said that I genuinely mean is that the maker movement isn't just one of us, right? It isn't one of our organizations. It's really all of us that are here today, and all of us that came throughout this weekend, and all of us that couldn't come, right? It's really all of us that are going to be able to make a difference and change things. And so I don't want to drone on and on and on, because you guys who know me know I can, and I know you have to get home. But I want to, you know, now that we're together, I really want to, and we've been a little strengthened by this time. I know some people stopped me and said, I feel so invigorated now. I just want to go back and do all these crazy things. So that makes me really excited. But I want to leave you with this. How will you take the network and the connections you've made at this year's conference to move not just your work forward, but our entire Nation of Makers forward? And it is our Nation of Makers. You know, the organization, yes, I run this organization, but I run it with all of you, not even for all of you, not even, you know, like in lieu of all of you. I run it with all of you. So how are we going to make our Nation of Makers move forward? And where will we take NOMCON next year? And that's really something I've personally been thinking about. You know, we'll know where we're going to be. We're going to be in Eugene, Oregon, one more time, just in case you missed the announcement. Woohoo! West Coast. We're going to be in Eugene, Oregon. We don't have dates yet. But, you know, as we're thinking about it, I really, you know, every year I always ask you guys for feedback, and I hope that those of you that went last year and got to come again this year see that we are trying to implement all the feedback that we get. We take it very seriously, this growth of our Nation of Makers. So if you have feedback, I really do want you to give it to us. We will be sending out a survey give Dorothy some time, okay? I'm a little tired, you guys. We got a few more events after this, but we will be sending out an exit survey next week to everybody, so look for that in your inboxes. Please fill it out. I just started a new email account, which is feedback@nationofmakers.us. Just give us, send us an email, give us some feedback. We'll be going through all of that. But really, I challenge you to ask that question. I know a lot of really great things have happened this year here. A lot of great things happened last year, and we're growing. But the real big question is, where are we going to go next year? And what are we going to do? And how are we going to challenge ourselves to do even better next year? And that's something, I'm challenging myself to do. But again, it's not just my nation of makers, right? I'm just Dorothy, okay? But together, all of us, we are the nation of makers. That's my lovely shirt. See, look at this prop that I have. Yeah, a lot of you are wearing it too, but we are the nation of makers, and that's the real truth. So I really challenge you each to leave here today with this empowered, happy feeling that you have, and use it to continue to connect with one another, to continue to grow our nation of makers, and to continue to move us forward as a maker movement. So thank you, guys. Have safe travels. I just thank you again. I survived another NOMCON. That's the next shirt. I survived NOMCON, Yeah. And please, nobody else get hurt. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.